have many strong political issues we are highly interested on, or emotionally attached to these particular issues, whether it be gun control, abortion, adoption, and furthermore, right? Well, unfortunately, we have in California First Amendment the freedom of speech, religion, petition, and assembly. This allows the government to have a known idea what the people want for their country. But there are other countries that have the same freedom. However, fear surrounds them in many ways. Because I have spent almost 3 hours researching this topic and 2 days practicing my whole speech, I am incredible to talk to you about the 43 missing students from Mexico, and by first letting you know the problem of this whole issue, the causes, and the overall situation issues. In Mexico, there's many people, many dangerous people here in our world, in that country, that are willing to do anything to get what they want. But right now, I'm only gonna. This brings me to my first topic, which is the problems of this issue. By first starting, what happened the day of these 43 missing students. On September 26, 2014, I'm sorry, these students were, about 100 students were boarding 3 buses, and they were traveling to this city called Iguala, Guerrero, and they were going to protest at this political event. They were somebody was hosting. And during the way there, a 2-hour drive, around 9 p.m., these students were stopped by policemen, and they were forced down and were fired at indiscriminately. 6 died, many were injured, and 43 were missing. Now, this wasn't the only case we had where these students were discriminated by local policemen. There was another event. These students were going to go, and federal highways between Mexico and Acapulco stopped them for another assault with these students. They fired at them again, and some of them died, some of them died burned, and many were injured. You're wondering why they got burned, you know? But some of the policemen exploded a gasoline station. Somebody actually, some of them died by burn injuries. Now, because of this news of these 43 missing students, Mexico was shocked to see how many students were missing, this great amount of students. And overall, we know that policemen were the last ones seen with these students, but we also know that there has to be somebody involved in all this, right? Well, Jose Luis Abarza, the mayor of Iguala, was hosting an event with his wife of a political issue to increase his chances to become mayor in 2015. Now, this is so suspicious. It's the same day, the same time, and the same place the students were going to. So according to the AECET research by Roger and Jose on November 2014, reported that Iguala Mayor Jose and his wife Maria were upset that these students from Ayotzinapa school nearby, teacher college known for its activism, and were going to disrupt the planned political speech by his wife Maria. Investigators then investigated all this cause, and they found out that the mayor, Jose, was actually the one who ordered the policemen to stop these students from disrupting his political event. After 4 days, he reassigned his position and vanished with his wife. After this had happened, there was many people who started volunteering their hours to look for these students, because policemen weren't doing much to find these students. So they found many mass graves. The first one they found was like in about a month, and there was many bones there, and they didn't respond to these students. After that, on October 28th, Angel, the governor of Guerrero, reported that out of 28 graves they found, none of them responded to these students. Since the police wasn't doing much to look for these students, the city and all the community started having this anger in them, and started having protests, assemblies, and destroying many of the things. For example, anything related with the government or the state of Guerrero. On November 4th, we found out. This brings us to my to the overall effect. On November 4th, Jose Luis and his wife were arrested for this cause, because they were the ones who caused it. On November 7th, General Jesus Morelos reported that 2 of the drug members were caught and were investigated were investigated, right? So they found out that the policemen took these students to them, and the drug members got them, and they asked them a lot of questions, and then after asking them a lot of questions, they killed them. They took them to as you can see, this place. They burned them alive. They burned them dead for almost 15 hours. Imagine 15 hours of burning, almost more than a day. Less than a day, I'm sorry. After burning them, they put them in bags, in plastic bags, and then they threw them to a river. We knew that these later investigators went to go investigate, and they actually found, from all the 43 students, they found 2 members who were actually part of these 43 missing students. So then, after overall, parents didn't want to believe that their students were, their children, were dead. So they still kept the protesting, and as they still kept the protesting, right? And although, but according to Yale Journal of Affairs, Volume 10 of 2015, Lauren stated that since December 2006, when the President Felipe declared war on the Cortes, over 100,000 Mexicans have been murdered, and at least 300,000 have disappeared, and kidnapping has skyrocketed, with 132 kidnappers taking place in 2013 just alone. Overall, you have seen how much Mexico's outrage and how these drug members have taken over this whole country, and it's not safe no more. Thank you.